slayed the house down.
Nice.
Whatever that saying is. I think I fucked it up.
I've never heard of that saying.
And it has boots is in there too, I think. Like, slay the house down. That's that's something I think the kids say.
Okay. With the boots with the fur.
I don't think there's fur boots.
No. Are people not doing that anymore? Because I'm still doing that.
Oh, okay. I'm Googling it and I'm seeing the words slay the house down, boots, Houston, I'm deceased. And I don't know if I read that in the right cadence.
Okay, right. It's definitely a mouthful. Get that out of my mouth.
Why Houston? Why Houston specifically?
There's got to be a story there, right?
Mm-hmm. The internet will probably tell me if I ask, but I think that's just something I don't need to know. I think I have enough up there, and
we have to choose our battles with what we're Googling these days, I feel like.
Yeah, I won't let us forget Tabata because last week we did forget Tabata. There was never a Bada at the beginning of the last episode. We just skipped
I thought it got cut out. Oh my God.
It just didn't exist. And I was I almost went back to an old episode and like grabbed an old one, but I was just like, no, it wasn't the right time. Or we would have said it.
Bada bing bada.
Hi.
I can't believe we forgot that the last episode.
I honestly couldn't believe that because we're pretty on schedule with our segments and our note doesn't say bada bing bada.
It doesn't. And sometimes the girls just get chatty,
We just be talking and it just flows and we just go. And that's what happened the last time. And I was like waiting for it. I was like 5 minutes into the episode, like, when are we going to bada? When is the beginning of the episode? When does it start?
Shoot.
Tori today is tortured about TTPD, and I have a feeling we're going to get into this during what's going on this week, but I'm feeling kind of jaw on the floor that TTPD won 0 Grammys.
I know, dude. And like there was a lot of really good competition, but like album of the year, like how do you not have like 20 songs off your 31 track album?
Not one Grammy off 31 songs?
Right, and they were on the top 100 for months.
Like that, I was so sick of listening to it. Like I haven't listened to it in a while because I just like bumped it for so long. It was all I was listening to.
I still listen to it at least once a week, if not more.
Once a week, but I was listening to it in its entirety like every day.
Oh, yeah. More than once.
Yeah, like I would just put that on. It was my work music. And honestly, I want to know how my projects fared during those. I should probably go back and do an analysis.
Okay.
Of how my work was during that time period.
I feel like it's either really great or not.
Yeah, it could go either way.
Like one or the other, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little disappointing, but we will get more into it. Amber today also Grammy themed, and I love it. Swamp Princess, which is what Doechii said that she likes to call herself because she's from Tampa, Florida. Yeah. And we are Floridians, and we just love that.
We were so stoked to see Doechii just showing out. Yeah. Showing out.
Her speech too was so just like, I was crying a little bit. It was just so emotional and like motivational for young Black women.
No, she's great. She's so epic.
And updates this week. We have a YouTube channel now. So not only are we in your ears, but you can actually see us with your eyeballs on more than just clips and reels. We are uploading our entire episodes of video. So I just want to put out a warning. Like when we first started recording, we have the video from all these, but we were never planning on putting that video footage out.
It's pretty grainy.
It's pretty grainy. There's one episode where Amber is just like, she hates the big light. So she's just in the dark.
I remember when we would like sit down to record, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to make it as dark as I possibly can.
It's just like a silhouette of you.
Comfortable.
And you may catch me picking my nose at some point. I don't know. I'm not responsible for what that Tori was up to.
Yeah, no.
She just wasn't aware that footage would be out there.
No, and I feel like it's going to be a certified jump scare if I even look at it. So I think it's going to be best for the time being if I just don't, because I just now started to be okay with my face on the reels.
Yeah, I feel
and
that.
there's still some where I see the reel and I'm like, God, I looked like shit that day. I wish there was no evidence of that, but such is life. So.
Especially those older ones too, because like we've gotten a little bit better about being like, okay, well, we know this is all up for grabs on Reels and Instagram and TikTok, so like let's look at least somewhat cute. I'm always cute on top. I got biker shorts on bottom, but you can't see that.
Oh, well, I don't know. I have a problem.
Yes,
they're called star pants.
I love those.
I won't take them off. I did take them off earlier and I put on leggings, and then I had to go to the store, and when I got back I was like, the leggings are outside pants now. I have to put the star pants back on.
Right. So go follow us on YouTube. And yeah, the episodes are slowly getting uploaded because the very old ones have been like saved and I have to restore them. So it takes like 12 hours to make them available.
Oh, geez.
So I think we have 2 episodes up now. We'll be able to get a couple more up tonight. And then it'll be a slow process getting them all up. But
nice.
Yeah.
Follow us on YouTube and good luck watching those videos.
Yeah. Don't email us about them.
Yeah, I don't want to see a fucking email about this. Okay, guys? No. Don't email us. Ever. We're deleting the email.
Yeah. I started like watching the first one because I'm like, should I like watch this, make sure we don't do anything like super embarrassing? And I was like, no, existing on this is embarrassing. So I'm going to stop the watch.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's like, what's the line? And if it's just like that I'm in this video.
Which it was. That was the line for me.
It's like, it's a hard line for me. Simply cannot get past that.
A long time ago, we did favorite content creators for Who's the Better Friend. And that was one of the ones where I just filled it out super quickly, like 3 minutes before we recorded. So I didn't feel like I really got my full brain power into it. I do love all the content creators that I put on there. But I think if I had had more time, I would have changed things up a bit. One of the ones I would have included was Reb Maisel. Have you seen anything from her?
No. I thought it was a typo, honestly. I was like, is it Reba McEntire?
She is a lawyer, and I saw her first on TikTok, and she always wears these sunglasses like upside down. So you may have seen her TikToks.
Great.
But she'll read just like ridiculous court transcripts.
That's awesome. I bet that's really funny.
It is funny. And then she also has a podcast called Rebuttal, and I really like her podcast too. It's definitely way more serious though than the TikTok. TikToks are hilarious. And then, that kid who said, "Are you hitting on my girlfriend Scram?" You know,
they're wearing like a Twilight shirt or something.
Yeah. Or like a wolf howling at the moon shirt. Yes.
It's Twilight. If it's a wolf, it's Twilight. Bella, where the hell have you been, Luca?
And then I've seen like a couple of their other videos, and they're all hilarious. So yeah, I love
those. Are great additions. So
Thanks.
I want to see one of the court transcripts ones.
I'll send you one. They are funny.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Also in updates, Valentine's Day is coming up. That is not the update. The update is that we're getting Love is Blind on Valentine's Day. So.
Oh, wow. I have to say, I know I didn't finish the last season, but I really loved that they were DC people, and they're still always like posting TikToks and stuff together. And they all seem like, a lot of them seem like they're really close since the show. So I love to see that. I don't know.
Yeah. I forget where this next one is. It was somewhere that was like maybe like Minneapolis or something.
Wow, people live there, actually, huh?
I'm pretty sure that was where it was. I remember it being a city where everyone's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's not like one of the big, huge cities.
Right. Yeah.
And I know that they filmed in Tampa. I'm like, where is the Tampa season?
It was just so awful. They had to scrap it, you think?
That's what I said the other day to some of the other girls. I was like, maybe the season was too toxic, which is saying a lot for Love is Blind.
Yeah. It just couldn't fly. Maybe it was like a Tiger King situation.
Carol was on the
Carol Baskin.
Oh, and then also Yellow Jackets is on Valentine's Day. So I know you didn't watch that one, but I was talking about it on the pod. So we'll
Yeah, I
have
did
more of
convince
that.
my husband to watch Yellow Jackets because of you and Birdie. I was like, they really liked it. It's not for me. I
Hmm.
don't think it's my personal journey. And I gotta say, there were a few times I came in the room while he was watching it, and pretty much every time his face was like,
Did he like it though?
he's like, I don't think I said anything about there being cannibalism when I like described
Ooh,
the show. And so
that's
he didn't go into it knowing that bit of information. And he's like the whole time like they're hinting that they're cannibals, I think. But they don't show you anything. But yeah, he watched all of it.
nice.
So there's a lot of TV, I think, coming out now. The White Lotus is coming out this
Oh
month
yeah.
in a few
Okay.
weeks, I think. I think it's towards the end of the month.
Why are they all starting at the same time?
I know. I'm so excited for White Lotus, but I don't know how HBO did the past seasons, whether they drop all the episodes at once or if it's a weekly thing. I know
Mm.
when HBO did like House of the Dragon, that was a weekly episode, but I'm pretty sure had been watching, like I had seen the first season of White Lotus, and then when the second season came out, like I knew it was getting dropped, and I don't remember it being like having to wait. Uh,
Okay.
so I'm hoping that they just drop all the episodes at once.
Fingers crossed.
I'm really excited because they're bringing back the pregnant lady from the very first episode that never reappeared in the show. They're bringing her back.
Oh,
She like
nice.
goes into labor like at the hotel,
Yeah.
and she's like
Yeah.
trying to hide it that she's going into labor.
Yeah.
It's like so absurd.
Hmm.
So she's being brought back. So that's exciting. And then also The Wheel of Time, which is a fantasy series on Prime Video, that also comes out sometime this month too. So
Nice. Is that like a new season comes out or
mhm.
okay?
Yeah,
I
and
haven't
it's
watched that.
really
Would I
it's
like it?
very good. Yeah, did you ever watch The Witcher?
I tried.
Okay. Oh, see, I did have a hard time getting into The Witcher as well, but I feel like I stuck it out and it was worth it.
Okay.
And now they're changing the cast, which sucks, but
Yeah, I heard
the,
that.
the seasons that already are out are so good. The Wheel of Time does remind me of The Witcher in terms of like the storytelling and pacing. So
Okay.
give it a shot. I think it's really good. And the cast they're just all super good looking. So
Nice.
that helps.
So what's going on this week? I think we only have notes from the Grammys that pretty much has consumed our last two. We have to start saying like what's going on in these 2 weeks too. I think.
Yeah. And honestly, it's just been kind of chaotic and worky, these last few weeks after the holidays are over.
Yeah.
We're getting through birthdays and birthday parties. So I feel like, yeah, the Grammys is kind of the only thing that we have to talk about. But it was a cultural moment. Honestly, I feel like so much happened. It was just like, it was fun to be tuned into that at the same time as like not only all of our friends, but just the rest of the world. I love getting to see real time reactions to shit that's happening. It's
like
so
in our group
wild.
chats.
Yeah, and just on social media, as soon as somebody,
yeah.
as soon as Taylor was on the carpet, it was like social media was just flooded with pictures of her in that red dress.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, the red dress. I want to know her leg workout.
Dude, her legs.
And the way she would like stand so that her leg was kind of popped out, and so the leg chain was thus more noticeable. You can't tell me the T is not for Travis though. Like there's no way the T is on the thigh like that and it's for Taylor. Why wouldn't you wear that around your neck if it's for yourself,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It took me like a couple days too. I kept seeing all these like, what if he's written behind on my upper thigh, like TikToks with a picture of that. And I'm like, it just didn't click for me that Travis's name also starts with a T.
Yeah.
And like 2 days later, I'm like, oh, no, I get it. That's cool.
Yeah. I feel like she was definitely signaling. And the red is the same
Chiefs?
red as the Chiefs. Like, come on.
Why else are we wearing red?
Yeah.
Right now.
I will say I didn't love the hair. The hair wasn't my favorite. I don't think it went with the look, but otherwise I thought she looked amazing. Okay. I don't know who is in charge of her hair these days, but they need to be fired, I think.
Oh, okay.
It was like just too like poofy. It was like reminded me of Mean Girls. Like her hair has secrets.
Yeah, I did think that was the one thing too that I was like, oh, the hair could be different. It
didn't elevate the look at all. So that was a bit of a miss for me. I loved her hair.
I did like how all the artists a lot of them were speaking on like important issues and stuff. I thought that was really cool, especially at this time. I don't know. It was nice to see that from
Chappell Roan talking about like having healthcare. Yeah.
And better wages for artists starting out, and Doechii, inspiring Black women, and was it Shakira who talked about the immigration issues, and it was just cool seeing these people that have a lot of influence like stand up for these topics.
Yeah.
Doechii won her first Grammy.
Yeah.
That was so cool to see.
It was really cool. And when she said like there's only 2 women who've won this award, and then she was like 3 women.
Yeah.
And also to be in a category with Lauryn Hill and Cardi B, you're in such good company. That's amazing.
Yeah. And just so young to be winning best rap album, like not even just best song, but album. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It was epic. The girls were girling. They were just, Taylor was cheering for literally everyone, even though she didn't win a single thing. It was kind of heartbreaking seeing Billie Eilish not win anything. I think she's so talented. So
I do too.
This last album that she put out, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really listen to it that much, but I did love Happier Than Ever, I think was the album before that she put out. Or that might have been just the song title that I'm thinking of from that album, but she's immensely talented, and it just really sucks to see an artist not get recognition that they deserve, for sure.
The competition this year was stiff.
Crazy.
Like, it was, like all the ones that not the person who I wanted to win won, I was like, well, it makes sense that other person won, except for one category. And we'll get there.
Yes. But Kendrick Lamar winning 5 Grammys on a diss track just makes my fire sign soul feel seen.
Did he write that song in like 20 minutes or something too?
I'm sure. I'm sure. He had it written, recorded, and out to the public in 20 minutes. Yeah. Like, I hated Drake forever.
Yeah.
So I was so stoked when this track came out.
It was hilarious. Yeah. I mean,
so funny. Him going on stage and the whole crowd at the Grammys singing A minor.
A minor.
It was hilarious. Like, if you're Drake, you're like, I should just move to an island that nobody goes to.
It's the only move left.
And just stay there.
Mm-hmm. The performances were so good.
Yeah.
Like,
I was so stoked that Chappell did Pink Pony Club, because
yes.
What did she perform?
Good Luck, Babe. At the VMAs.
Yeah, and I liked that song, but it was just like, it seemed like she did not want to be there.
She seemed uncomfortable with it, and we talked a little bit about it, but it might be because everything that was going on with her canceling that show that night for the VMAs, and then also like her first time, I think, performing for like other people in the industry, which I imagine has to be like an extra layer of pressure. But yeah, she seemed way more comfortable and just like in her element, and
just she seemed like so free and happy. Like, she seemed just happy to be singing that song.
And the pink pony up there that she was like standing on is so cool. I love that.
It was
great. Very well done.
Yeah.
And then Sabrina is hilarious.
Yeah, she was really cute. I guess the beginning part was like an homage to Goldie Hawn at the Grammys, like back, I think in the 90s or early 2000s. I can't remember when the video was from, but it's old. And she does like the same sort of thing where she's like skipping around on the stage and like pops up over the stairs and everything. Like,
oh, that's so cool.
Cute. Yeah.
Doechii's choreography in her performance was like tough.
Yeah,
I was blown away. She was like twisting her body, like puzzling up, and like still singing.
There was a treadmill up there, no?
Oh yeah.
It was very much giving OK Go with the treadmill. That's what I am always going to think about. Anytime somebody's got a treadmill on stage, I'm going to think of OK Go.
It's weird. I think of Alexander Hamilton, and I don't even think there's a treadmill up there. It was just like the stage like spun.
Yeah.
Anyways. That's a weird thought of mine. We already talked about it a little bit, but just the outfits were stunning. I loved Olivia's dress.
She looked so grown up and just
I know.
woof.
Yeah.
It
The
was a
like
great
little
dress.
cutouts.
Yeah. She looked
All
amazing.
of Sabrina's looks.
Always. Whoever is doing her styling these days has really understands her body and her brand.
Did you see that Kanye showed up?
Yes. And I want to know if he was actually invited, because I did see that he was not invited and they were kicked out. But I also saw he was invited and they kicked him out because his wife was basically naked.
I have not seen that. Everything I saw was that he wasn't invited.
I mean, I don't know why he would be invited. I don't think he put out music in the last year.
Yeah,
do people
true.
still listen to Kanye West?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. I stopped at 808s and Heartbreaks. That was in 2008.
I hated him. I hated that album.
Oh, I love that album.
Song.
I'm not gonna lie.
The Heartless song. Ugh. I hated him before I had a good reason to hate him. No, I didn't actually hate him, but I did hate his music.
Yeah.
And then I had a good reason to not like him too.
Yeah, and then the day before he had unfollowed everyone on social media except Taylor Swift too.
Yeah, which is giving like Unhinged a bit. So I'm glad he was kicked out.
There were also reports that when he was on the carpet, he was trying to find out where she was when she was gonna like enter and like where from. So he obviously was trying to get like do some kind of publicity stunt.
I think so. Yeah, I think the whole thing was like a PR thing for him. Like it's so strange that he got on Kim for like wearing a corset dress years ago, and then he's clear like there's a lip reader who was like trying to read what he said to his wife on the carpet, and it was something along the lines of like, just take your jacket off and like cause a scene or something.
Yeah,
it
seemed like he was trying to convince her and she was saying no.
Yeah, so I don't know. I hate all of that.
It does not make anyone feel good watching them interact. So I hope they both get the help they need.
Yeah. This leads us into our how do we feel about ... Beyonce winning album of the year.
Well, first of all, I don't even think Beyonce believes it. Like her
she
face
certainly was.
She was looking surprised,
especially for the country album of the year.
Yeah,
she was like, "Oh."
Yeah, that was wild. I'm not gonna lie, never listened to Cowboy Carter.
Okay. I did. And I had it on repeat for like a week. Like I enjoyed the album. I liked it. And I'm so glad that she did get an album of the year. Like I'm happy for her. I just don't, with the competition, there's a few of those albums that I liked way better.
Yeah.
But I'm not on the Academy, so
I'm just so surprised, because there were so many good albums in the running, like TTPD and Short and Sweet. And what else was nominated?
I think Billie Eilish's was on there.
Was Doechii
I don't think
nominated
Doechii.
For that?
I don't think so.
Regardless, TTPD, the numbers, like the numbers on that just don't match.
No, it was definitely strange. It's like I feel like whoever is on the Academy is just kind of like sick of all the Taylor hype, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, her TTPD definitely deserved an award.
I'm
shocked,
and I think
that's the one it deserved.
I'm shocked that it didn't get. I think if it had gotten anything else, people wouldn't be so up in arms about it. But especially that she didn't get that. Like it just isn't mathing. People were so obsessed with the album. It's some of her best work, and we were all bopping it all year long.
Right? Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. It really is.
I don't know. Like, yeah, I agree. Happy for Beyonce because it's Beyonce. Like, always going to celebrate a woman winning something.
Yeah, it was interesting for sure. And like all the other ones Taylor lost, I can get it. But that one, I'm like, no, I really do feel like she should have won. But whatever. I just hope. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. That's so parasocial. I was going to say, I just hope she doesn't go home and like be like, well, now I just have to make a better album. Part of me, I know, love that. But like, I don't want her to feel like it wasn't a good album.
Once you've seen Miss Americana, like,
yeah.
Oh, Tay, that's so parasocial. Yeah,
so parasocial. Yeah. Oh, and then Taylor just being like drunk at the Grammys was hilarious. I don't want to say drunk, but like her letting loose a bit.
My
was
favorite
great.
part was when Janelle Monáe threw her blazer off and Taylor promptly put it on. She said, "This is the 22 hat and I'm going to take it."
Yes. And then at the end during Charlie XCX, which is
Mhm.
probably my least favorite performance, but I think I just don't really vibe with her
Yeah.
music. But Taylor's like holding the champagne bottle in one hand,
Yes.
glass in the other, like, yes, girl.
She matched whatever the mood was.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved when Sabrina was performing and it pans to Taylor in the audience. She's the only one standing up.
Yes. A girl's girl through and through.
Yeah. So supportive.
Mm-hmm.
So supportive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and that picture too of Billy, was it Billy, Sabrina,
And
Chappell? Thank you. It's like floating around that they're like the new Powerpuff Girls too, which is so cute. I love that.
I love that. I'm not gonna lie, one of my happiest things was seeing background fuzzy footage of Sabrina and Olivia hugging.
Mm-hmm.
Girl power. Okay,
Yeah.
the world has healed. If these two are hugging, no, stop. They could have ended it there.
Nothing can stand between women, okay?
Mm-mm.
Especially Ain't No Man.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Ugh.
Ew. Both of us are like, ew.
Gross.
Okay, funny text. Whew.
Well, unfortunately this week, none of my texts were very funny. So there's a PSA to my friends, Tori included, get your shit together.
Okay.
Next week.
Yeah, it's been a heavy couple weeks, but yeah. Things just haven't been so funny lately.
Yeah, I haven't been finding a lot of humor in general.
Okay, I have two. This one is between Amber and I sent her a like screenshot style meme, and you can tell that it's someone texting a contact called the Itsy Bitsy Spider, and in the screenshot, one person says, "Girl, don't go up the spout again. The rain's going to come down and wash you out." And then the Itsy Bitsy Spider replies and says, "I won't." And then the person says, "You promise?" And the spider says, "Yeah," with a little spider emoji and a little smiley face. And then the spider responds a little bit later and says, "Oh my God, you're going to hate me," implying that it went back up the spout and got washed down again.
Right.
And then Amber responds and says, "Who do you have saved in your phone as the Itsy Bitsy Spider? Or is that like a meme?"
Well, first of all, I was just like, this is so lame. There's no way she's sending me this as a meme. Like, it's got to be a conversation.
I thought it was so cute.
It's just like, it's just so Tori coded. And it also, it's like an iPhone. And I'm like, maybe her ex, like, maybe is the Itsy Bitsy Spider. They share a child. Maybe there's some joke there.
Like, don't go.
He is the smallest man that ever lived, so
That's
it makes
true.
sense that he would be the Itsy Bitsy Spider. That's maybe what we should call him from now on. That's code name. Itsy Bitsy Spider upset. Is it Itsy Bitsy Spider having feelings?
Oh my gosh.
Like, there's no fucking way this is.
Nope, it was just a cute little meme.
So funny. I was actually thinking about, like, who could she have saved as this contact?
During these dark times, I try to find, like, little enlightening moments to share with people. And I'm just not always right on. I'm not always spot on.
Yeah, you should probably just save the doom and gloom for me. I'm more prepared to respond to those.
Okay, so this next one I don't have a screenshot of. It's more of just like a story about attacks. But Amber's longtime best friend Birdie and I have recently started chatting a little bit on like Snapchat and stuff. And she was telling me about some stuff she's going through, and I was responding. And then at the end I go, "I love you." I was like, "I love you."
Oh my God.
And it was, I sent it, right? And I don't think there's a delete on Snapchat, but if there is, it certainly would say deleted. And like all the other stuff I said was good, so I didn't want to delete the like 2.5-minute voice note. So I realized like 30 seconds later, I'm like, oh my God, I just told her I love her. I've never met this person in real life.
Never.
I've never even spoken to her like on the phone.
Nope.
And I was like, oh my God, whoa, I'm so sorry if I love you too much.
Tori's texting me and she's like, oh my God, I just told Sarah I love her.
Oh my
so
God.
Good. And she also, I think, like, didn't respond to it for a while either.
Like 5 hours.
Tori
I remember.
had time to spit out.
I did.
Oh God. Yeah, that's too bad. And then she was like, no, I totally get it. Like, I love you too. I get what you're saying. It's not weird.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
I can't believe I did that.
That's the only funny thing that happened in the last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do love her too. I stand by that, but I probably shouldn't have expressed
the delivery.
It in that moment.
Yeah. Maybe a different delivery next time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or maybe just not.
Yeah, just like leave that out. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
So what are we consuming this week? I personally have been in a bit of a book slump. I haven't really been reading or watching TV all that much either. I've just been going to sleep.
Good for you.
Yeah, last night we were supposed to record and I was like, I simply can't do it. And I laid in my bed and I went to sleep. That was it.
I love that for you. Wow.
I just went right to sleep. I got the perfect position. I had the pillows. My husband knew to just turn the light off, turn the fan on, nobody speak to me. And I still woke up exhausted.
Yeah.
So I think that's just
it is the weekday.
The times. Weekday. Yeah. It's true. So I haven't really been reading, but I did start the third book in the Fourth Wing series.
Oh, okay.
Iron Flame. It is
that's the
super
new
confusing.
One, right?
Not Iron Flame. What's the new one called?
Is it not Iron Flame?
Is it Iron Flame? It is Iron Flame.
I am not sure.
I think it's Iron Flame.
Okay.
Honestly, who can be too sure at this point? It's very hard to follow. It feels like we have the amnesia because you pick up this book and you're just like, what? Who the fuck is she talking about? What is happening? And like Tara said, the second book reads like it was written by AI. So it doesn't bode well for where the third book is going. And we still haven't tabbed our books for Throne of Glass.
Oh, okay. We'll get there.
Yeah. So
that's like work before doing the work of the reading.
I know. And I'm just thinking about how much work it's going to be to switch back and forth.
You'll be like cozied up.
Right.
Reading. And then it's like, oh, now I'm done with this part. I have to get up.
Right.
And get that other book. Mm-hmm. Still watching Real Housewives of New York.
Nice.
Before we record again, I think I'm going to be done with it. So, yeah. So we'll probably make a clip of this, but if anyone has any suggestions of which Housewives franchise I should start next, let me know.
I got
because, you. Okay.
Actually, one of my friends from middle school, actually, I've known her for so long. We've been talking a lot about Bravo because she saw one of our clips on the podcast page. So then it just kind of like sent us down like, oh, well, what else do you watch? And she recommended Salt Lake or Miami.
Okay. Great to know. Okay.
Either of those?
No, I've only seen Beverly Hills and New York.
That's right. That's what I thought. But yeah, we should definitely check those out.
Yeah, for sure. So Miami and Salt Lake. Okay.
Yeah.
If anyone else has any suggestions to email us, this is an approved email topic. Or if this is on a clip or a reel, comment, whatever. But yeah, I definitely want to know where to go next. So with Real Housewives of New York, I started season 14 and I was kind of blown away to see an entire new cast. And I remember during 13, I was thinking, man, because I kept seeing on Peacock, it'll show like a scene from like the most recent season. And like I would see a couple scenes and I'm like, I don't know any of those women. And it's crazy that like Ramona and Sonia and Luann have like been in it from the very beginning. There's only 2 seasons until like I'm caught up. And, you know, why would they leave now? Well, apparently the whole cast got canceled after season 13. Yeah, it was right around, I think it was like 2020, 2021. I remember I had mentioned on our last recording about how Luann like had said some kind of came off bad.
Yeah.
And then there were some other things that were going on too. I'm not sure like what the big like which thing was like the biggest issue for Bravo. With Ramona, she like was kind of coming off as someone who is like befriending women of color and like posting it all over her Instagram almost to like look like, hey, I have, yeah, but also like hanging out at Mar-a-Lago during COVID. So I don't know. I think she was trying to do like some kind of PR repair. That's what it was coming off. That was her storyline. That's how it was coming off. So anyways, they all got canceled. It was crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, and I really liked some of the newer women that were on it. There was the one girl who was a lawyer, and like I really liked her. So I was kind of sad. She only got 1 or maybe 2 seasons. So I was kind of sad to see her go. I was surprised how quickly I liked the new cast.
Nice.
Because I was like, oh, it's gonna be weird, like same show, but like
different people.
Entirely different people. Yeah. But no, they like all kind of go through like their upbringings and like kind of their most difficult moments in life, like early on in their first season. So it just like humanizes them and,
that's cool.
Makes you relate and connect to them. So yeah, I'm like halfway through season 15 now.
Nice.
And yeah, season 15 is the most recent. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I know. I'm almost like, should we start Salt Lake just because we were so obsessed with the Mormon TikTok people?
Doesn't that come out soon too? Like April or something?
Oh, I think you're right. Actually, yeah, this spring, I'm pretty sure sometime. I'm not sure the exact date, but I did see that, I think yesterday, that it was coming out. And they've been doing a lot of promos and stuff on social media.
I'd be down to start Salt Lake with you.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Are you okay taking the whole ride, like going back to season 1?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be fun.
Cool. Let's do it.
Oh yeah. Southern Charm is continuing to be mediocre.
A disappointment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of mediocre white men on that show. It's pretty much made up of mediocre white men.
And like they're actually like handling things in like healthy ways, which is like great for them and shows that they're maturing finally, because some of these guys are almost 50 by now.
Yeah.
But also like it's not great for reality TV.
Did you see that Austin was on Watch What Happens Live this past week and was kind of like talking shit on Paige?
No, what did he say?
So he basically said that Craig is coming to terms with the fact that she had already moved on. Basically insinuating that like, yeah, she was cheating. He didn't say those words, but like he insinuated it. And at the clip that I saw, she commented on it and was like, cool, yeah, a guy I haven't seen for 6 months definitely knows what I'm doing.
I saw something about that on Reddit. Like I saw her response, but I didn't see like what it came from. But yeah, okay. Wow.
He said the words Craig is coming to terms with. So he insinuates that like she was doing something nefarious. And
not our girl.
Yeah, no. So Austin can take several seats.
Yeah. No one really ever wanted to hear what he had to say anyway.
Never. Yeah. I could literally never hear him speak again. That'd be okay.
Yeah.
JT is just absolutely losing his mind trying to be some like high and mighty truth teller over Gaston and Sally, like to like be supportive of Taylor, I guess, but it's just giving like way over the top, way over like crossing a weird line.
Yeah, and I think it comes off kind of weird too, just because we know he was interested in Taylor at some point. So it's like, what are your intentions really? I'm kind of torn on this one though, because I do agree that like he's just like telling the truth, but there gets to a point where she's like, hey, I don't want to hear it, and then you say, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, and I don't think we need to perpetuate the distance between Sally and Taylor any more than it already is. You know, it already just kind of sucks that they were being separated by a man, and Sally has admitted she had his name in her mouth, as we know. So, like, can't we just, like, move on?
Then also, simultaneously strange in that same moment, Vanita leans into Leva's ear and whispers something about, like, JT looks so hot right now.
It makes me so sick to my stomach to think of anyone calling JT hot. Like, he looks ill. Like, they keep mentioning, like, that he got hurt in that ATV accident, and it's like, yeah, he looks like he spent time in the hospital. He looks sickly.
He does, yeah. And his personality makes him, like, not attractive too.
Yeah.
Then I don't know if you saw this part, but Vanita, like, does, like, cooks a little meal for them and has him over to her house.
Oh.
And then he starts this conversation. He's like, I feel like we should address this. Like, there's definitely, like, chemistry between us. And she's like, yeah, go on. And Vanita's, like, crushing on him. And then he goes, I'm seeing someone.
Sorry,
And
Vanita is a 10.
Yes.
Sir. He definitely lost brain cells in that ATV accident.
Mm-hmm.
That's
yeah.
what it is.
And then she's, like, kind of confused because they've had some kind of flirt thing going on for quite a while now. And he even said, like, you wouldn't want me to be flippant, you know, with this person I'm seeing now, because what would that mean if I do end up with you? Which, like, I don't know. It comes, if you go with who you like.
You're not looking out for me, JT. Shut up.
It's also not honorable to stay with someone who when you're with them, you have feelings for someone else.
Right.
You know, so, like, it's almost like he's finding ways to, like, justify weird behavior. And then she was like, I'm, like, sad and angry all at the same time because he's been flirting with me for so long, and now I find out that he's, like, been dating someone, and then I'm, you know, just sad too. So that's how the newest episode ended. Yeah. Shep trying to mediate the thing between Austin and Craig, which, like,
no,
who thought that was a good idea? Craig.
It's the blind leading the blind. No.
Right. Also, I watched Squid Games. Season 2. So season 1 was really good. Season 2 also really good, captivating. At first, I didn't think it was going to be like season 1 because pretty much in season 1 they're, like, in the games the whole time, and then it seemed like in the beginning of season 2 they were going to be, like, out in the real world, but then they do actually end up back in the games. So it was interesting because they're back in the games and it's, like, similar enough to the first season. And it was captivating. Like, Allie and I watched it, like, a good portion of it in, like, a day and a half. And we were just, like, binging it and just wanted to keep watching the next episode. But the way it ended, it felt like it was, like, mid-season. Like, it didn't wrap anything up. It was, like, at this crazy,
are more episodes being released of it? Is it one of those?
Not, like,
of
this season.
Oh.
Yeah, there's one more season that comes out and then it's done. And I don't think we're getting that, like, anytime soon. So yeah, it was, like,
that
a
was
weird
choice.
Yes. Very weird place to end it, and, like, that is very unsatisfying.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I don't like that.
Yeah, I hate when seasons end like that. Like, there should be some kind of closure.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
That's it for consumptions this week.
So our list this week is you can't trust people who. Number 1 for me is don't love cheese. And I mean love cheese.
Yeah. Even if you're lactose intolerant, if you don't love cheese, I don't trust you.
No, because you should still desire it and just understand that you can't have it. But, like, and even if you're not cheese adverse, but you don't want cheese on everything you've ever ordered, I just can't trust you. I'm sorry. Yeah. My next one for you can't trust people who don't put their shopping carts back.
Yeah. It does not take long.
Shoshana has twins and she puts the shopping cart back. Okay.
That's all that needs to be said for that.
That's it. People who have a penis. Can't trust them.
Nope. Sorry. I don't make the rules. Yeah. People who don't say fuck or curse words in general, but especially fuck.
Yeah.
I don't trust you.
Yeah.
When I was adding this to the list, it just came out of my mouth. I said people who don't say the F word, and I was, like, mad at myself. Like
Yeah.
not the correct representation of who I am.
No, yeah. I feel like I lost a little bit of trust for you actually in that moment.
And I did it twice because I had the conversation with you and Birdie, and so I just hated myself both times. I'm not gonna lie.
Or when people like put cutesy things and like say, "Oh, fudge," like can't trust them.
Shut the front door. Like, get the fuck out. Don't ever don't touch the door. Okay, I'll open it for you.
The fuck out. The fuck out.
I'll escort you.
People who continuously don't show up for solidified plans, or they don't show up on time. And I'm not saying you can't trust these people with anything. I'm saying you certainly can't trust them to be where they say they will be, or when they say they will be there.
Also, don't trust people who clap when the plane lands.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Really don't trust you. Okay?
Yeah.
I won't be joining in either. So
hell no.
Don't look at me.
What about the people who stand up? Like they're at the back of the plane and they stand up and they sit there standing like huddled.
Honestly,
with the curvature of the plane.
Those people, I feel like I understand a little bit more, only because you're just like, I have got to stretch my lower back. Like, I have got to stand, even if it's hunched over. But yes, it's also like, it's going to be 30 minutes before you can go anywhere, Suzanne.
Yeah. I've never thought about it from that perspective, because I will stand up and just kind of like shake it out, and then I usually sit back down.
Sit back in your seat. Yeah. Also added to the list of people we don't trust, cops. I know we're supposed to.
I think that needs no context.
I don't. Simply don't. Male gynecologists.
Yeah. No. Have you ever gone to one?
I have. And it's just like, gives you that feeling of like, they were in college, like, yeah, I'm going to be a gynecologist.
I hate that.
Ugh. Get out of here.
The only time I've seen a male gynecologist is like for my OB, like pregnancy appointments, because it was like a whole team of like 14 different doctors.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a choice, and it was a different person. And I didn't see one male until the day I show up to labor and delivery. And he's like, all right, I'm just going to see where we're at,
And I just like accidentally kick him in the face. And it's like, was it an accident?
And he was very nice and professional, and like, it was fine. But
I didn't have great experiences, but that's okay. Don't try to mansplain to me what I can feel when you're giving me an epidural.
No, certainly not. Yeah.
Me sit still. How about you sit still? You crackhead.
Oh, they told me not to move too, and I'm like, you hit a nerve in my back.
Like do your job. It makes me jump. Jesus Christ. Also, people who individually ketchup their fries. I hate ketchup anyway, and it repulses me. I don't like it. I'm not here for it. I hate ketchup. But when you take the time to ketchup each fry as you go, you're a serial killer, and you're not going to tell me any different.
How about people who ketchup their eggs?
That's a crime. It's a cry for help. It's not right.
I've also seen people do it to their mac and cheese.
Whoever is putting ketchup on mac and cheese. On eggs, it's eggs. Like, there's not a whole lot of flavor. I put hot sauce on mine because I'm normal.
Yeah. No, eggs does make more sense to me. Mac and cheese, it's like, no, it's perfect the way that it is.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason. It's like getting like a really good steak and then putting A1 on it. Like, that's rude.
I'm guilty of that.
A1 is good. I'm not gonna lie. I love A1 sauce. But if it's like a nice steak and you're putting A1 on it, I want to kick you a little bit.
I guess I'll get kicked. Oh no. A1 is my favorite condiment.
Okay,
and
good to know.
Very low calorie.
Reference. This week's Who's a Better Friend is Superpowers. And to be clear, it's superpowers that we currently possess, not ideal superpowers we wish we could have. I'm pretty excited for this one. I did cheat a little bit. I asked ChatGPT to reference any conversation we had ever had, and I asked it what my superpowers were, and it was pretty accurate. I also asked it to reference any time I brought you up and asked it what your superpowers were. So
oh my God.
I did cheat. But I'm letting you know that I cheated, so I feel like that's fair.
Okay, yeah. And I'm interested to see how well ChatGPT knows me through your conversations with ChatGPT.
It gave me one answer for you, and I don't think I used any of its answers for me, but they were
Okay.
like decent.
I just want to start out too and say for the month of February, now that we're keeping track, I won Better Friend. I said February, for the month of January. So we'll see if Amber can take that title back.
I feel pretty solid about these answers.
I came up with a better number 3 for you today, and I forgot to write it down. So yeah, I don't think I'm feeling as confident as you are, but I did have fun doing this one, and I think they were good. My first guess for Amber's superpower is number 1, creativity.
I did not put that on the list.
No? Okay. I do think it's accurate.
Thank you.
Number 2, time bender. And Amber gets more things done in a day than is physically possible.
And it's so funny because if you ask anybody who knows me pretty well, they know that the concept of time really messes me up. I don't like to think about it too deep. Ever since I was 18 and had mushrooms, it was just like, that's a no-go for me. The concept of time just really blew me away.
Especially when you're cheating it all the time. So like it literally doesn't make sense.
I did not have anything to do with time on my list. No.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Number 3, I have just being super witty and like clever, being able to like come up with like responses really quick, and they're always funny.
Okay, I will give you a point for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, those were good, I think. I think they were accurate. It's just not what I wrote down. So the answers that I put for my superpowers, number 1, I put organization or feng shui.
I almost put organization. Okay.
Because I can make anything organized. Like, you hand me a pile of shit and I'll be like, well, I can organize it for you.
That was the number 3 that I came up with that I forgot to write down. Okay.
That's awesome. Number 2, I put enough dysfunction to be funny. Because I felt like the distinction needed to be made, that it's not just that I'm funny, it's coming from a dysfunctional place.
Right. No, I love that. Yeah.
Number 3, I got mad internet skills. I can find anything out. I can Google
a spy.
Anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a spy kid. And I did do a number 4. I would have accepted this for any of them. My husband gave me this one, and he said, and I quote, "Your eyes can throw flames."
Flamethrower. I love it. Okay.
It was just my eyes. I don't even need to say anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just
I think he and I get different looks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. If the people emailing me could see my looks, they would understand what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Well, now they can on YouTube.
Great. It's that's ingrained in me. So yeah, I thought that was a really funny. This was a really funny one. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for Tori, my guess is for Tori's superpowers, number 1 is your energy. You have energy, high energy all the time, and you're always busy. You're always doing something, but you have high energy while you're doing it. Like, you're always down to do a thing, and you've got energy to do it. It appears anyway. I mean, I'm not going to say I know your energy levels, but it just seems like you have a lot of energy.
I'm going to give you a point for that one. It kind of aligns with one of mine.
Okay, cool. For number 2, zoologically inclined. You're like Snow White with the animals. I feel like if anyone could talk to animals, it's you. You treat your animals with like the most respect I've ever seen in a human being. Like, just...
That's another point.
Fuck yeah. And number 3, this one, honestly, I struggled because I wanted to make it number 1, but I couldn't for some reason. And it's, you're committed to the bit. You commit to the bit like nobody I've ever seen. That's true. And the bit just keeps going. The bit changes, and you still go with it.
To my own demise, really.
Yeah. It's like if you could put your foot in your mouth once you get to the end of the bit, like you've put your foot in your mouth.
I have.
Probably.
Yes. Mm-hmm. For sure. Yep. That one did not make my list, but that is accurate.
That's fair. That's fair.
What I had on the list, number 1, I had animal whisperer.
Yeah. Steve Irwin.
You gotta. Number 2, I put positivity, which kind of aligns with your energy one.
That's like that's what that feeling is the same. Yeah. Like you are very positive. Like I just think about when we lived together and I'd be like, don't fucking turn the light on. And I swear you'd be singing. And I'm like, is she singing? It's dark.
And number 3, I put creative thinker, not doer. I am not creative artistically, but I can think outside of the box.
You do.
Well,
you do. That's so accurate. Not a doer.
No.
Not to be confused.
That
was a fun
a fun one.
Yeah. Tune in next week for Who's a Better Friend favorite retail stores edition. Follow us on Instagram at Out of Touch PCast. Follow us on TikTok, Out of Touch Moments, and send us an email only about the topics we okayed at outoftouchcast@gmail.com. And follow our YouTube channel, Out of Touch Podcast with Tori and Amber, no spaces. Oh my God. And follow us on Reddit, Out of Touch Podcast. Jesus fuck.
In Amber's defense, I added a couple of those on there. Also, I think I messed up on the YouTube one. Follow us on YouTube at Out of Touch Pod with Tori and Amber.
Please.
Boom.
Bye.